video is all about what the Detroit Lions need to do this week to get prepared for Week 3 against a big matchup, NFC North, Minnesota Vikings. Why is it big? Well, if the Detroit Lions can win this game, it puts us first in the NFC North, and going against Seattle the next game, the Lions could be 3-1 and have a chance to really make some noise in the NFL. So this video is 4 things I have the Detroit Lions must do. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a sound and smart idea to go swimming in radioactive water, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And sometimes being a Lions fan, it feels like you can grow some extra limbs. Also, take that like button with you, throw it in that water, and let that bad boy grow weird limbs. Let's get into today's Lions 4 things they need to do. They need to figure out what to do with TJ Hockenson and DJ Chark. They need to get that confidence up there, because right now, I don't know what's going on with these guys, but the Lions have yet to see these two flourish. DJ Chark dropping some footballs, TJ Hockenson dropping some footballs. We need these two to be big time in this game. Mismatch with TJ Hockenson. Exploit the mismatch. Get them involved. Get the confidence up for Hawk and Shark to catch the football. We need them in this game. Look, I love Amon-Ra St. Brown and Swift. I love Josh Reynolds, but these guys need to be an integral part to this game. We have to have everything running on all cylinders. And that means that Shark, who we invested in free agency, given a $10 million one-year deal to, is got to get some big footballs thrown his way. We need to catch those balls, because this ain't the Commanders. When there's a flea flicker or a big play thrown to you, Shark, you need to catch the football to get that touchdown. It's going to be a little more difficult on the road against the Minnesota Vikings than it is at home against Carson Wentz in that offense. And again, Hockenson, when the ball's thrown to you, Hawk, you are drafted at the 8th pick a couple years ago for a reason. You are talented. You need to catch the football. Slow down a little bit. Get that confidence built. You can do it. We've seen it happen before. You're not Eric Ebron. Understand. We believe in you. You just got to believe in yourself. Get it done, Hawk, and do better as blocking. We need you to block as well. Yes, our offensive line has done a fantastic job in blocking, but we need all hands on deck for this game. This is a big game for the Lions. This ain't last year. This is different. We need to show what we can do. You know what we also need to do is you need to follow me on Twitter at MicroMike85. That is my handle. The more followers you get, the more chance you could get the latest regarding our Detroit Lions. I drop information on there, so if you ain't following, what in the world are you doing? Go ahead and follow me. Let's get to, I don't know, 1,300 followers. I think it can happen. We need to figure out what the offensive line is going to be for this game. Last week, Dan Skipper in there because of injured Jonah Jackson. Evan Brown in there because of injured Frank Ragnow. And we've had Stenberg at right guard since Big V and Kramer went down. Who is going to be for the offensive line versus the Vikings Week 3? Are they going to have Jonah Jackson after his finger injury? Are they going to have Frank Ragnow after his injuries he sustained on his toe, and as well as the other problems he's having? Are they going to do that? Or are you going to go ahead and put Dan Skipper back at left guard and put Evan Brown in there? We got to get this thing figured out this week, because the more snaps we give to a Skipper if a Jonah's not playing, and the more snaps we give to Evan Brown if Frank Ragnow's not playing, is going to be better for the offensive line. We need continuity. Now, the Minnesota Vikings defensive line is not as good as the last 2 teams we faced, but they damn well got a good defensive line. They can get after it. They can do some things. We've seen it week 1. They got destroyed week 2, but we know Minnesota. That's not the team that we're going to be facing on Sunday. We know they're going to bring a lot of, pressure, and they're going to attack and blitz, so we need to have a productive offensive line to get this thing figured out now so we don't have to worry about it on Sunday. Again, when you look at Minnesota, they're probably going to be very pissed off that they got beat up. They're probably going to be very angry that they got destroyed. So what are they going to do? The best thing to remedy their problem is at home with the crowds going insane to go ahead and do mass pressure and take down the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, and this offense that's been high-powered to put some confidence back in their team as well as their fan base because they're feeling it and they're reeling it. So these guys need to figure it out. Now, if Jonah is good to go and Frank is good to go, great. But we got to get that one going and figure out what's going to happen here, or else we're going to be in a world of hurt. Because I don't know if last week production, when you have all these backups in there, can be consistent. Frank Haley is a G. He's absolutely stunning. But at the end of the day, having your Pro Bowlers in there is good. But if they can't go, at least give some time to these other players. That's what I see. I got a question for you while this ad break is about to happen. I know it's annoying, so take the time and answer this question. How many snaps should DeAndre Swift have on Sunday, Week 3, versus the Minnesota Vikings? 1 snap all the way to 40. We know he's a little injured, a little nicked up. Let me know how many snaps you want to see in this game. To me, I would love to see 20, but I understand he's a little nicked up. I understand he's a little bit injured, so it may not be that. Let's continue on here. We need to rest our injured players. If they are reeling and they are injured, as much as we want to win the game, we don't want these players to be consistently injured throughout this season. So this week, if Swift is nicked up, don't even practice him. Let him sit back. He's deserved it. He's earned the right to sit down and relax that ankle. Let him chill. Frank Ragnow, same thing. Jonah Jackson, same thing. All the injured players that we have on this football team, let them relax. Even Levi Onwuzurike, look, he can't play anyways, but these guys need to get better. This season is long. It's only been 2 weeks. We need to have these guys throughout the NFL season. I talked about this yesterday on the other channel, Lions Nation Night, that it is important to have Swift out there, even as a decoy, to have him out there. Why? Because he commands a schemed around him regarding the defense. It's just like when we had Megatron a couple years ago. Even when he was nicked up, he was a decoy, and it opened everything else up because you still got to account for that player. So rest up our guy Swift. He's having a phenomenal season. Let him continue to have a phenomenal season. He doesn't need to have and be forced to practice if it's going to make it injured worse. We need him on game day, and I'm convinced that he can take some days off, and it's okay. He's proven it that he's done a phenomenal job. He really has. You know what's also proven is the fact that I'm live every single Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So if you like Detroit Lions content and you like live interaction, follow me on there. 4 p.m. myself, the panel, we got this thing rocking. We got the information that you want regarding our Detroit Lions. Next, probably the most important part they need to figure out this week is how to stop Justin Jefferson, wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings. This guy's ever 230 yards receiving. He's one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers right now in the NFL. He is the offense for the Minnesota Vikings, and he's been tearing it up ever since he's been in the league. But we got a guy named Okudah who's done a phenomenal job right now stopping wide receivers in the 2 games. They need to come up with a great game plan to stop Justin Jefferson, to slow him down. We're not going to be able to just completely annihilate Justin Jefferson. It's not going to happen. But we got to slow him down. We can't allow him to have 180 yards receptions because then we lose. Come out with a fantastic game plan regarding Jeffrey Okudah, double teaming with the safety, get maybe Tracy Walker there, Elliott, or getting some other players in there to help negate what he brings on offense for the Vikings. Look, Cook, I get it. He is a great player, but he's not right now. Justin Jefferson's on a different level. Thielen, he's a good player, but right now he's not on the same level as Justin Jefferson. Jefferson is on that crazy level, and if you've seen the game on Sunday, Kirk Cousins is consistently looking to throw to Justin Jefferson, even in double coverage. And guess what happened, folks? When that was occurring, he was getting interceptions. So either way, he's going to throw it that way. Let's have a plan to Stop it, negate it, get some turnovers so the Detroit Lions can come out victorious in this game. I think their whole offense is Justin Jefferson. Everything revolves around this guy. He is the main target for this offense, and that's what they're doing. They're going Jefferson, 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 Jefferson. So let's put a game plan together to slow this guy down. How many receiving yards do you think Justin Jefferson will have in this game? Do you think Jeffrey Okudah and Aaron Glenn will put a game plan together to slow him down for less than 100 yards receiving? Because I think that would be an absolute victory if he could do that. Let me know in the comments section, can we slow him down for less than 100 yards receiving? That's what it's all about, folks. I tell you what, the big game here, this is a massive game for the NFC North. Huge! Because I think Minnesota right now, they beat Green Bay, so if we can go to Minnesota and beat the Vikings, the Lions will be the talk of the town. I know it's going to be difficult. I know it's going to be hard. But we do have the ability to beat them. Before the season, I had the Vikings winning this game. But now I have the Lions winning 31-30. It's a toss-up. Last seconds for each team victories. Amon-Ra St. Brown, touchdown, first win of the year. Field goal, Vikings. They get a win a last second. So this game is important. Let's get these things figured out so the Detroit Lions can come out victorious. With that said, I got videos dropping every single day. Again, as I said earlier, OnePride podcast on my channel, 4 p.m. tomorrow. Get ready for that. It's going to be a fun show. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content.